What's up, guys? Welcome back to Gentry and Sons, and welcome to another video. So, guys, Braxton is out here. What the heck is going on out here? I come out here to do an intro, and Braxton's getting the old hoopty running. So, guys, this thing come with a building. It was abandoned here by one of the drivers. They just left it here. It's been sitting here for a couple years. Well, we finally got a hold of him. He was coming over here to get it, and I made an agreement with him and bought it. So I needed a good vehicle to use on the farm and let Holly ride around in. What do you think about it, honey? You like it? You like it? You like the hoopty? Huh? Is this Holly's hoopty? We got a beater with a heater now, don't we, honey? Yes, we do. Yeah. Oh, Lordy! I'm so excited. What do you think about that beater with the heater? Yeah, that thing's sweet. All right, guys, she's excited. So am I. I am super excited. A lot of new members to the channel. You guys are awesome. And like I said, guys, the videos are still coming. The membership people are just going to get some live streams and so guys, to be a member of the channel, it's just an option. You're still going to get content. I had a lot of really nasty comments, a lot of really nasty emails, and I even had some drunk guy call me at midnight talking about how horrible of a person I am because I'm expecting everybody to pay to watch Gentry and Sons now, and this is just his favorite channel, and he don't want to have to pay. But guys, that's fine. You don't have to. You still get free content. We've always been free. So guys, I've never done ads, and I did that. I don't know if you guys remember. A longtime follower, like this guy said he was, he should remember this. So I did an ad one time for Simply Safe, and that video got so many bad, mean comments, mean emails, same thing. Everybody got upset that it wasn't fair that they had to watch ads to watch my channel. They don't want to come here and watch ads. They come here to watch trucking. And I felt so bad that I quit doing them. Like, I literally had a really, really good deal made with this company. I made $3,500 off that 160-second ad, and I quit doing it because I didn't want to upset my followers. And come to think of it, that was the dumbest thing I ever done, because imagine if I had $3,500 every video I'd done from then till now, guys, it would be hundreds of thousands of dollars that we could have put into cab overs, trucks, fixing some of these projects, and I didn't do it. Like, I just, I caved. I didn't want to make everybody upset. Back then, I was really nervous about losing our channel and stuff like that. So this is just an option. This is just for people that want to become a member and do some extra things with the channel, that love this channel and want to support this channel and want to see some of these cool projects get done. So in a few days, you'll forget all about it. You'll still see content. But if you want to be a member, you'll be seeing a lot of more stuff behind the scenes. A lot of the things we do behind the scenes, like Brax out here and this hoopty. And I just don't want you guys to be upset, and want you to know we're not trying to force you to pay to watch the channel. And if it's wrong for us to make a little money to put towards projects, is it going to run? Yeah, that's why it should run. ALS, baby. No, it did. Been sitting for like 2 or 3 years, I guess. Don't tell me it's got a manifold leak. Every one of them. Every time we buy one of these, it's a hoopty. It's got a manifold leak. That sucks. It might be the EGR. That's the manifold. It runs. Can't believe that. That's pretty cool, huh?
Yes, I showed right up.
Did it go into gear?
Close up.
How many miles it got on? 250?
I don't know about that mark.
It moves. Did you put tow haul on?
No.
Oh, it's off. Okay, good. Dang, it might be an alright vehicle, Brax. So our plan with this thing, guys, is 4-wheel drive. We're going to put the Pro Charger on it we got in there in the office. And we're going to take it to the farm and use it as a farm rig. Just have some fun with it. Have a good vehicle to feed the animals with. This is the Hoopty. This is the new merch mobile too. We'll be able to put all our merch in the back and haul it to the shows. All right, guys. So moving on to the FLD. So you guys know the truck we bought in Memphis. The thing's been sitting in storage for most of its life. We thought we got a really, really good deal on this truck. So from the beginning, it's been a pain in the butt. So I had to go over there, get the lock cut off the building. I paid the people there at the storage building place to get the truck. And I got the truck, and then the title was supposed to come. We got a title, it's the wrong title. And we finally got the right title, I hope. So I'm taking it to the courthouse this week to make sure that it's not salvage and make sure that it is a good title to the truck. Because the last one we took there, they rejected it. And I don't know what that was all about, but we did get another one sent to us. And, you know, I've had the truck like 6 months now, and I haven't even got to use it. So now that we got the title, I decided to go ahead and start, you know, working on it. And you guys are going to see today what we ran into, and it is just absolutely, it sucks. It really, really sucks. So we got ourselves into a huge mess. So let me know in the comments after the video what you guys think this truck's been through, what we should do with it, the whole 9 yards. Guys, we're gonna let you get to the video. All right, seats are coming out. We got the top part off because we got to do some surgery on this thing. This is the roughest part of the truck that we found, and it is ugly. I wonder how it got so rusty right there.
Probably a lot of moisture in there from soap.
Devin's found some soap in here and it's nasty. I don't think it's soap. I think it's a pee bottle.
Who would pee in a
Well, when you got to go, you got to go. That's 100% a pee bottle now. I hope you didn't wash your hands with it. Lord.
I didn't smell it.
Yeah, so pull this plate out. And that one over there, you'll just right there where you're at.
We'll have to cut them.
Not the black plate on the bottom should stay.
Yeah, them are riveted in. We'll have to drill new holes and probably put inserts.
That other seat should bolt to that plate.
They look like they're farther apart though.
We'll pull it off, leave the plate.
Yeah.
Just pull the seat out, and then. Yeah, it should be bolted to that plate. And ideally, I don't think we have to change that plate. But if we do, then we will. But
Seat out.
got the seat out.
What's that thing?
That is I don't know what. I don't know what the heck that is. We're going to take that propane out of this thing too, the propane heater. Because I don't want this thing burning to the ground with propane heat. We'll put a green APU on it and be done with it. We got new technology. I don't know where we'll put the green APU on this thing, but it will be getting one. So guys, it's getting new brakes, putting the 5th wheel on it, and we got to put the mud flap hangers, and 4 States has sent us some seats and some mud flap hangers and a new steering wheel for the FLD, baby. Let's see what this steering wheel is. It is a SCI. Oh yeah, that's sweet. That's going to be sick. So SCI steering wheel. We got some nice Bostrom seats here.
That's nice.
Them are nice, boy. Look at that. Yeah, these are going to be sweet in that truck. So it's going from this to that. So we want to make sure our drivers have some nice seats to sit their butts in and be comfortable. We also have some stuff to do to the Coronado. We got some cool parts coming in for the Coronado, and the drivers are loving it. They are absolutely loving 4 Stage right now. Their parts are amazing, and Braxton's going to get hurt. So this is the other Bostrom. Trying to see how that sits, the way that plate is. Oh, I bet it sits back on the hump now. I bet you that's how that goes. And then we're gonna take that thing for a nice trip. I'm gonna run it for a week or two and make sure it's good to go, and I'm gonna stick a driver in it. I'm actually going to put Orland in it. So that's the plan anyway. There's been a lot of sparks flying in here. That is crazy how rusted them seats are.
They tried to put rat poison or something in there. What is it?
That looks like rat poison.
You got the wrench for the seat, or the seat belt? There's an impact up there. Sockets.
Is the like the lights and stuff in there not working, or like the dome light?
I don't think so. Should be on, right?
I mean, you gotta turn it on. Guys, we got a special visitor today from Australia.
Good morning, how y'all doing?
Dude, I wish I could talk.
It'd say kangaroo. Kangaroo. Bloody kangaroo, so. Bloody kangaroo. Well,
I want to keep him around.
Y'all could never get this truck in Australia. This never made Australia, this truck.
Really?
This old XL Classic, no, never made Australia. That Freightliner over there, what do you call that dark one in the corner?
It's a Coronado.
Yeah, so our Coronados have come to the country. Them side steps, you can never get them into the country because they're too wide. The airbag front end, illegal. You can't get an airbag front end. They're not certified. They come in with the Dodo Series 15s, and that was it. And you could get a Cummins, I believe it was an E5. I think they just missed the EGR. The one I drove had a Dodo 15. I drove a silver one. You can't glide to them. That has a Series 60. You can't glide to them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, they can't even have lug nut covers in Australia.
really?
No lug nut covers,
like
no.
yours.
Yeah, like they can, but they got to be like
with the dimensions. So I have what you call offsets, just like yours. The ones that are inset, like these, we call cheese cutters. You can have ones that are say yay long to the about that wide, but as you can see, the geometry of say an offset, say a heavy haul with a super single, they flare out where you have guard flares. The way they measure our trucks, and they get really petty, excluding the mirrors, well, they'll measure a width, and as long as the vehicle's cab doesn't exceed 2,500 millimetres, it'll actually pass certification to be registered in Australia. Also pending the emissions control on that. So if that Coronado, let's just say you could import it to Australia, negating the dimension restrictions. Say the chassis stamp on that is a 2018, even though it's clearly not. At 2018, it would have to be a Euro 3 tier emissions compliance or greater. Right now, that truck of Bruce Wilson's is our standard. That's a Euro 6. A Euro 6. If you wipe your finger on the dash of this, you'll get a dirtier finger than if you didn't burn it off by sticking it near Bruce's exhaust for half an hour. Like, there's nothing that comes out but nitrogen and water. Basically, they are super clean, and that's legit. But that truck, you could not register in our country because that Series 60 Detroit is emissions compliant for a truck that would be a 2004 model.
right.
So we can't glide or anything. My Kenworth, for an example, if I could retrofit Bruce Wilson's V8 Scania motor in it, just as an example, I could get my truck registered. But if I get, say, a Cummins Gen 2 motor, that's the 2006 motor, my Kenworth 2013, I would not be able to get my truck registered because the motor's build compliance date and emissions tier is older than my chassis rails. Anything I do to my truck has to be newer or equivalent to the rails. We can't glider in the country. The only glidering we can do is put a newer motor, like mine's EGR, not DEF. I can put a new Cummins with DEF in it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
We can't do it.
So you can only go forward, not back.
Correct. They will not pass it unless you do something fraudulently or you get creative on paper. You change VIN numbers, like say you went to register it and you had the VIN number off a Kenworth that was a 2005 model, oh, you'd have no worries. But the minute you get pulled over and something was to happen, or say you had to go through a regulatory authority and someone looked at the VIN on the truck and they went, the VIN on the paperwork doesn't match the VIN of the truck, it gets very messy then, very messy.
Man, that's crazy. That's wild.
But yeah, these never ever come to their country.
I love Australia, but I definitely couldn't live there with all the rules.
Well, the whole thing is, like, I'm 30 years of age, and the biggest thing for me is being born in the country, growing up with the industry that I'm in now, and the fact that I love trucks. It's kind of like if you live in the Midwest or you live in the Rocky Mountains. If you're someone that lives in the snow your whole life, or say you live in Florida, you're someone from Florida, all of a sudden you go in the snow, it's like, this is awful, I couldn't live here, I could be here for a day. In our country it's the same. I feel like a kid in a candy store being here.
Right.
You take somebody from America that's used to this industry, as regulated as it seems to be,
Yeah.
you put the governing of trucks in, you put, like, this sleeper bunk, this is about the biggest you'll get in our country, period. Kenworth will do the 60-inch studio sleeper. You can't get 76s, you can't get 86s, you can't stretch the frames. Like, our demographic, we're a lot more like Europe, and it's due to the measurements, the way we govern, the emissions compliance. So for me to be over here, this is like freedom, this is a lot of enjoyment, and I'm really enjoying it. Whereas you come over to Australia, you're right in that capacity. It's a totally different demographic.
That's awesome. Well, you just need to come over here and drive for us.
Well, help me get me citizenship, because I'm planning to move over to the US. God bless the best country on earth.
We got one of our drivers in getting some upgrades to his truck. So we just stuck some new headlights in this thing, and he calls the truck Yoda. He loves this truck. He's been
How many new trucks have you offered me and I turned them down?
Yeah, I've literally offered him brand spanking new trucks, and he's like, no, give it to somebody else. I don't want it. Like, I even offered him Bonnie once, and
Turned it down.
so he definitely likes this truck. So we put him a brand new engine in it a couple years ago, and it is a good truck. Like, this is a very comfortable truck. It's got a green APU on it, which has been a game changer. We love our green APUs here at the Gentry compound. So the one complaint he has had about this truck, though, was the headlights. Why? Explain what your issue is.
Well, the factory headlights, you could adjust them up and down, but you couldn't adjust them side to side. So it made it more difficult to actually get the sight picture that I wanted out of the windshield. The other day, Brian was here and he seen it, and he said he had some really good headlights that sold like crazy, and he was wanting to set us up on them, put them in, and they've been game changers. Literally night and day difference.
And guys, like, the installation was super, super easy and simple. Like, 20 minutes they were in. Right here you got, get my light out. So right here you got 4 bolts, and then you got one stud down here. So you pop these out, the whole headlight bucket comes out. And these headlights, they literally just plug into your factory harness, and then you got your halos, blinkers, I mean, literally the whole 9 yards. Super, super easy install, and they are also to where you can adjust them from side to side, up and down. They're real, real easy to deal with. So let's give you guys a nice little demonstration on them. Fire them bad boys up, dude.
Now we just need some for the turn signals.
Oh, it works as turn signal too.
I'm talking about these.
Oh, these are like your daytime running lights. We do need to upgrade these. You're starting to get a little foggy. That's marker lights, your halos.
Oh yeah, those look good.
Yeah. That's low beam. That's high beam. Holy crap. I bet it is a night and day difference. Oh, check that out. That's even cooler.
Yeah, I thought those was turn signals.
Yeah. Now them are too. I love how the turn signals are in there.
Switchbacks.
And guys, you got adjustment screws right here, up here, down here, and down here. So you can now adjust them up and down and left and right. So if you drive a Coronado, you probably know exactly what we're talking about, because it was aggravating not being able to adjust them. We actually took and put some spacers in behind one of the nuts one time to kind of cock it sideways to where he could see it a little bit better to your, you know, left and right. Now you ain't got to worry about that. These headlights are in it, and it took care of the problem. So if you want a set, check out 4 States. They sell the buckets. It's a whole kit. It literally bolts in. It took us like 10 minutes aside. Plug and play, super simple, and you get these headlights. So check them out. So guys, we're pulling this thing apart, putting all new hubs, or not hubs, new wheel seals, bearings, brakes. We're getting ready to install the new 5th wheel on it. With this 5th wheel, it's going to give us a lot of adjustability to where, ooh.
That's not tickety boo.
Ooh.
That's a premium stuff.
Looks like Cadbury milk chocolate coming out of it in Australia.
I know, that don't look too good, does it?
That ain't tickety boo.
Ooh.
Bit of insight for you. We don't have those pedestals here.
Yeah.
We just have the rails, sliding turntables. Apart from the odd log hauler or the very odd application where you can order a Freightliner Cascadia or something in Australia and you've optioned that. Sliding turntables are not a thing in Australia, period. They are not a thing. All our turntables are fixed. No sliding axles on our trailers. We don't have the bridge laws, we don't have the sliding tandems. Everything is fixed. So with what I do ambient general freight, similar to what you'd see in Walmart. When you put the cargo on the trailer, the only scaling you have is the way you load the cargo. So that is fixed in its position. They're commonly bolted in. The axles on the trailer stay where they are. If you're doing liquid, I used to do tanker work. The best thing about that, unless you're carting petroleum where you've got mixed chemicals or mixed substances in barrels, the best thing about tanker work, if you're out by say 1,000 pounds on an axle group and the other, and you've got your baffles for your compartments and you haven't loaded all your compartments up, best thing about tankers, if you're sitting on a weighbridge or you had scales, I could actually pop one of my hoods up the top for ventilation. I could actually turn my taps to actually let some of the product flow into another barrel. So I'd be scaling my weight on the weighbridge. So if I was a little bit off when I'd loaded it, but I did products that weren't like ULP or display. Right. So they're very specific and they do metered literage monitoring. I was doing like farm supply stuff. So all the barrels had the same stuff in it, and the viscosity, the density, the literage weight was constantly subjective. So one day we could go in and get 30,000 litres, that might weigh 36,000 kilos. We'd get 30,000 litres the next day. It could be ridiculous. It could be 40 tonne.
Really?
It could be 29 tonne. But the simple fact of the matter is, we were loading out of the big silos, and if it's fresh like donuts, if the literage was fresh like donuts, it was far less dense, so it was more like water. When we load it and we got into the bottom of the tank, it's just like when you make anything, all the heavy stuff settles to the bottom. So when we're sucking out of the bottom of the tank, because the tank was running low, the density was far thicker. So in situations like that, that's when it come in handy. But yeah, we sliding turntables, these here to get your trailer on if they're low on that. Yeah, like we have full fenders on practically everything. We don't have half fenders. So practically we have the issue that our fenders will get crunched and that in this capacity. Swing dips and
so
that.
you just kind of got them set up to where whatever
Based on
trailer.
the application. So with what I do, I tow 2 different types of trailers. They're all curtain sites. My trailer's kingpin is what's called recessed back, or 1,500mm from the front of the bulkhead of my trailer. Most trailers in Australia, the standard's about 1,250 from the bulkhead to the kingpin. So what that means is the front of my trailer, if you take a photo of my truck side on, the front of the trailer is about where the quarter guard, your fender is.
Yeah.
My trailer will sit about this further forward. Due to length compliance reasons, I bought the trailer that way. With the actual spacings and the configuration, it works out good. But what I have to be mindful of when I load my trailer, we work on pallet freight. Like, we don't have loose goods in our trailer. Everything I carry's on like a Chep or a Loscon pallet, which is a standard wood item in Australia compared to over here. Like, it's very, very standard. Everything's on a pallet to ship normally, unless it's steel or something else. Due to my trailer sitting that further forward, I have that much more of a pallet further forward over my turntable. So what that means, it's like when you slide your tandems or slide this. If you slide this that far forward, based on the wheelbase of your tractor,
It's gonna move your way up.
correct.
We've got some water in this rear end somehow. Oh, got it. Look at that, boys. It is milky.
Yep. Looks like a Cadbury chocolate bar in Australia, that colour.
Yeah, it's like chocolate milk.
I don't do chocolate milk, so I'm not happy saying that.
It looks like it's been heated up.
Yeah. Like, it's very, very blue right there on the stem. Like, the machining and honing still looks good, but the actual immense temperature on there, you wonder if the bearings were done up a bit too tight, or probably wonder if how long the actual contamination of the oil's been like that. Like, the centrifugal motion, if there's been water in that, you wonder if it has...
Look at the bearings.
lubrication.
Look, it's even blue.
Yeah. So I wonder if there's been water in there for a while.
It's about had to be.
Yeah. But
So guys, this truck, according to the ECM and the dash and the backstory on it, it's only got 200, like it's under 300,000 miles on, 280,000 or something. And
I don't know if these seats are gonna work. Unless you got some rise. They don't even.
I mean, you can see over the hood.
that's what they're Bostrom low ride seats is what they are.
Well, they got these brackets. I think they're for something else. Because it had a bracket in the front, but not one in the back.
There's a bracket in the back that widens it.
Yeah, but it don't lengthen the, or don't raise it up.
I mean, that's about. Air it up.
It's hard to, eh? You gotta let all the air out like that. Here, you got the button? Go for
Oh yeah, that's perfect. Literally perfect. Designed, they're low riders, so when you got them all the way aired up, that's where you sit. That way you got good full cushion, and yeah, I like that.
How are you wanting to mount them then?
Huh?
How are you wanting to mount them?
We'll bolt them plates back on after Brax gets done with them, and then bolt them down. Yeah, that's good.
it. Probably different. This will be a bit awkward before you go into Australia, because trucks like mine, and predominantly all trucks, even the European trucks, where you're sitting at the moment, I'd be on the first setting of an ISRI seat. There's no on the floor unless someone customises it. Literally, we're on a box. All our seats generally come over and they put them on a box. Like, we can't sit on the floor like the Peterbilts and that. With mine, I've got my train horns on my left side and I've got hydraulic controls here. I physically can't remove the box, but you can't get seats on the floor in trucks in Australia unless someone goes out of their way to do it. All of ours sit on a box like this before you mount the seat. So wherever you are now, if you're just about on the floor about to bottom out, add that much more and they're on a box in Australia. It's weird. Like, we don't have seats on the floor like trucks here.
That's wild. The difference is also, guys, they don't have docks to where, like, they don't go in the back of the trailer to unload your regular goods.
We don't have lumpers.
Yeah, and they unload from the side. So
Generally, yeah.
So where we would back into a dock to unload our general freight, they pull up to in between two.
Like when I go to Woolworths or Coles, which are the two big they're like our Walmarts of Australia. When I go to certain facilities, they're called finger docks. So where you would back onto a dock, the normal height of the dock in Australia, you back between raised concrete with about that much either side of the trailer, depending on the facility you go. Forklifts come in, unload you. One of the new facilities in Australia that I service, Coles at Redbank in Queensland, they just have lines on the concrete now. But the only thing, generally speaking, in our country, unless it's specialised freight like shows and bands and special events. A lot of our van freight is predominantly what we call Australia Post, Star Trek Express. It's similar to USPS in America. So a lot of our van staff is concentrated to rather special work, time sensitive work, or we just have roofers. So simply, our demographic is geared so different. So every soft-sided trailer you see in Australia, they're not all steel haulers and coil haulers like you see over here. Generally, they're just your general freight that you'd see at Walmart every day. We do have prairie wagons. If you Google prairie wagons, they are the trailers like in America where they all concertina one way and the whole roof and that moves. But generally speaking, like our industry, 80% of our industry is like curtain side for the mass of the work in the country, and probably 5% of our work is van. Whereas in America, 5% would be curtain side, 80% would be van in this country. So our demographic is so much different.
Got a Rockwell 10-speed dinner, and guys, we've been cleaning up the interior in this thing. Like, there was so much trash back here, it was just absolutely crazy. Cleaning the floors up. Now we got to go through all the rear ends, and it has been a process to get this thing road ready. Like, you'd think one sitting and not having no miles on it would be an awesome find and easy to deal with, but it was super rough on it. Let it sit like that, and we're trying to get it all straightened back out. Them seats are gonna look good in here.
They need to go back a lot more.
It's got plenty of room. I mean, it's plumb back in the sleeper.
I know, but where it bolts down, that's going to be like
This bearing
Right
needs
there.
to be rebolted down here or something.
that's as far back as it can go.
Yeah, that's about right.
The bottom of this bearing needs to be bolted back in. You can.
Yeah, that and the top, we got to put some straps on the top too. They were kind of rotted out.
Yeah, okay.
Then I found this, took the cover off, and realized this is cracked, but it's cracked from the outside. It's not the inside, and like you can't feel the crack. It's pretty solid still, but I'm going to see if I can't find a glass to put in it. All the lights back here work. Oh, we got all the dome lights on today. These lights, got that one straightened out. I just got to bolt it back in. Get these working. Still got the plastic on a lot of the shelves.
And it's a damn shame you couldn't get a cab like this back in Australia. We got the FLDs, but the smaller version, like the dash and cab was similar, but this here, until we got the Century classes, we never ever got this cabin. And these actually, Freightliner, obviously people have their opinions and the diminished quality of workmanship and that. My Freightliner made me, and my Kenworth almost broke me. So
Plug?
Yeah.
Let me see.
Very good.
caught a lot of debris.
Oh my God.
Looks like a Rocky Mountain.
So to have a truck that's decked out in Australia don't
Do you love the Australian accent?
Yeah.
I went to a bar the other night. 4 times. I asked for a Coke. 4 times he asked, what? And he said, can you spell that? I'm looking at him, and he already served me like an hour before.
It's got some metal in there. Yeah. Okay. Looks tasty.
And that's the rear, right?
Yeah.
Don't we just pull the wheel seals?
Yeah.
Golly. Man, I just keep finding crap on this thing. Look at that. Holy crap.
If you're on these bearings, braces, they're fine.
That one bearing looks like it's been hot for some reason. Is this side the same way? The thing is, they could have put it up and didn't clean the frame off and all that, and you know, and letting it sit could have, you know, eat some stuff up. But like this right here, like finding the calendars inside, it's still got the Qualcomm on it and all the wiring and the brackets inside the truck. And I mean, they quit using that back in the early 2000s.
Yep.
So that would be taken off of it. The exhaust system.
And without
Like-
showing it, it's not all bloody horribly black and purple.
Yeah. And like right here, I mean, this is factory. I mean, if this thing had a bunch of miles on it, it wouldn't look like this.
There'd be a lot more rust, there'd be a lot more
Yeah.
things knocked around.
Factory brackets would be gone, factory bolts, the stuff that,
There's only one thing I'd say. It looks like I'm germane the sliding turntables in Australia. The sliding turntable looks like they've got it off another truck and threw it
yeah,
on.
we just done that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're putting that on that.
Yeah.
Now the motors, you know, it looks like it's, the motor ain't the prettiest in the world, look, the paint wise on it, but everything's in really good shape out here. There's so much evidence that it is low mileage.
But
so.
even the firewall, like the paint not being browned up and in such a horrendous state, the wiring looks like it's got that bit of flex and that bit of nuance about it.
Yeah.
Like even, I don't know, like this is nothing, like this is a jump point, but you know, like that's just conduit, but
Yeah, it all
like
looks,
even the
just,
frame,
yeah, it's all
yeah.
there. All the factory brackets and, go over and look at this oil. And this is the oil that was in it when we got it. We have not changed it. We did change the oil filter, but we have not changed the oil. Look how clean that is. You know diesel oil, if you got any mileage on a
all
motor.
the carbon that is black.
Yeah.
By the time we get down to the other side of Tennessee, she's black.
The last time it was registered was in 02.
I wonder how old these brackets are, but at 200,000 watts, they actually look not too bad.
It's got a whole new motor in it. The whole motor's brand new. Yeah, so supposedly this is to have this where you store your extra oil. So this holds like a gallon or 2 gallons of oil, and then when you're ready, like I guess if it's low on oil, you just flip that
And
on.
it just puts it into the system.
Yeah,
Not one truck in my life I've seen that.
me neither. It's the first one.
And the way it is, without being germane, because I'm not from America, and the way that trucks are done from over here, I look at that and without knowing, apart from owning a Freightliner, this particular age and the way it is, the way this presents itself, and like, I genuinely believe to a capacity that this would be a Freightliner thing. I had no idea.
Yeah, I mean it's it also has the extra. It has the fuel one over there too.
So if I run out of fuel on an incline, it was low on diesel. Because my Kenworths are shocking for it apart from the new ones. My Kenworth will run out of fuel and it'll still probably have just between the front two square tanks, it'll still have 40 gallons in it. Like it'll still have 40 gallons of diesel, but due to the incline and the way
Yeah, it just loses prime.
My Freightliner Century class, I could have about 40 gallons in it before it would run out of fuel. Just mad. Yeah.
Well, I've ran all the miles on it. I've reached out to Freightliner with the VIN numbers on it and all that, and all the research I've done, it's legit.
It's legit, yeah.
Guys, we've got new belts, new hoses, and all that on this thing. We're getting ready to gas the AC up. We had to put a new alternator on it. I gotta cut this thing down. This is way too long. We're gonna see how the AC does, and hopefully I'm driving this truck to Florida this week. I got a load that goes down there. It is a reefer / dry box load dedicated. We just picked up this contract, so we're gonna go run it and see how it goes. And I usually like to take the first load if we go do something like that. See how it's gonna go, see how the shipper does, the receiver does, the whole 9 yards before I stick a driver on it, and then I can tell them, hey, this is how it's gonna go, this is what you gotta do, blah, blah, blah. So that's what we're trying to get the FLD ready for, is to go do that load. And of course we had our visitor today down from Australia. He's gonna be here for a month and visiting all over the US, and gonna hang out with us for a little while and drive a US truck and all that crazy stuff. Yeah,
They got small pits in them.
let's just go ahead and change them and be done with it, especially finding that water in there. That's crazy, it's got that much water in it.
Let's go wait. We didn't have an ABS light on, did it?
No.
really touch it.
I could probably tack it up. Let's take a wire brush back here and clean all this up really good. Some diesel, and because I want to paint it off before we put it back together. What do you think about it, Braxy boy?
Pretty nice.
Pretty nice.
Yeah. I don't know about that dish wood.
Looks pretty nice to me, buddy.
Yeah.
Might have to get the some sandpaper and the DA and hit it. Take it down to the metal. Oh my God.
That's water.
How did water get in it in a storage unit?
It's both. Both rear ends for some reason.
As I
I
Like-
wouldn't think it made that much condensation in it.
Somebody's had to put it in there.
That's
Like,
what I suggested to Tim. You look
that is just not.
That's the easiest I've ever seen an axle come out though. Usually you gotta beat it.
That's why I was about to go grab a hammer.
I'm surprised with the water in it and that it didn't try and seize it up. It's normally when water's involved, it makes everything harder.
I'm glad I didn't drive it home from up there in Memphis.
I have to check the train.
Yeah, 100%. I want to pull the fluid out of the transmission.
So our new motto on this truck is on the bottom of the lake, they drug it out and then sold it to you.
Pretty much.
Threw a motor in there.
What it looks like.
That's good.
With all the rat poison and the water in the rear ends, it's just getting worse and worse and worse and worse. Holy crap, guys. This is insane. Yeah, this is not good.
You're lucky you didn't drive that. When I took the axle pulley out, that bearing was just at the nut or whatever, block nut. It's in there turning. Might as well go ahead and do the front, to be honest.
I want to do everything that's got oil or grease in it. I want to take it apart. New trailer's rolling in. Yeah, all of them got roll up back doors. They're all like 16s and 17 models and got them for like all 5 for like 10 grand. Which is crazy.
On a gloat, but yeah,
You're doing pretty good to be never drove on the left-hand side or shifted
and the
18s.
Peterbilt. Never driven a Peterbilt.
Yeah, and so that's what he pulls is 3 and 4 trailers and what 140,000.
So, what we call a Type 1 road train in Australia, my gross weight is about 146,000 pounds. I live halfway between Brisbane and Melbourne, and then I go up to Brisbane normally and back down. Normally I run as a semi into Melbourne and into Sydney and that, and I've been to Perth as well. I went to Perth March last year with who I contract to. 3,285 kilometres one way, which it was a 7,570 odd K round trip, which worked out as, I don't know, what's that? 6,500 miles or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that was awesome. I loved it. But
So guys, this is the first Australian to ever drive Rooster.
and red. It's all red.
And that's the first time Big Billy's ever been in the back of a moving truck.
A lot of world's first tonight.
Wow.
I've bribed him with me charm and charisma and me love of trucks.
Look, I'll probably look like an old man by the time I get out of the truck.
You'll almost look as old as me. I'm feeling every bit of me 30 years.
I'm not the oldest down here.
I think Holly's done found the Wendy's. Holly?
Holly's eating up the hamburgers.
Get your butt up here, little girl.
She ain't dumb. While we're all paying attention to the drivers, she's eating up the hamburgers.
Not bad for a 2 million mile Peterbilt, huh?
Well, the whole thing is, it's like how you put all this work into it. You've done your refurbishment. As you said, like, you're going to align it. Like, at the moment, apart from the fact I'm from Australia, out of a Kenworth, like the seating position, like my hood, and I can see better out of this than my truck, way better.
Yeah.
Everything's just, yeah, the way this is a big, large car, but for me, this is like a Sunday drive, and I like the idiosyncrasies this truck has compared to the next truck. The fact that I've got my own driving style, I'm used to a truck that's on the other side of the truck. The way my truck's configured is different to this, different seat, different transmission. Yeah, just everything's different, but
You're in a whole different world right now, actually.
yeah, and I tell you what, I can definitely get used to it.
There you go, guys. First Australian to ever drive a Rooster.
Always tickety boo. It's kind of funny with the jumper I'm wearing.
Yep. So we'll be in Australia soon driving a road train. It's gonna
He's
be
getting lots of playing over
freaking
so I
awesome.
don't have to.
He's doing really good, honestly, to be just jumping in the seat, especially with thousands of people watching him.
And mechanical sympathy, it's not my vehicle, it's not my wear and tear, having a bit of respect, just being patient and just making it steady, like going through the gears, not trying to smash through them and that. Like, also the fact that this Peterbilt, I don't have a clutch like this. I've never driven a clutch like this with such travel. It's
Yeah, Kenworth's totally different, especially in Australia.
I've never driven a truck period that's like this at all.
Normally went over there.
Yeah, that's their side of the road they drive on.
Hey, I did get my third trailer around that corner. You fucking corners aren't wide as hell.
Hey, it takes a 40-acre field to drive this thing.
I feel right at home with this thing.
Alright guys, we are back on the FLD today, and it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse and worse. So at this point, I'm probably just going to pull the dash out of it and take all the wiring, just because of things like this. Look at this. This is up under the floor, places they couldn't clean, and this is what it looks like. Like, that is straight up mud. Not only that, so I decided, well, I said, let's pull the fairings off and just look at it. Let's just look and see if we got if this thing was in a flood or any kind of bad road grime, anything like that, it would have built up underneath the truck. Well, what do you know? Guys, tell me how this is even possible. These things are completely rusted through. Completely rusted through. All of them. I've got trucks with 2 million miles on them that are 94s and 95s and 96s that don't have that kind of rust or wear or anything like that. And then this side's so bad, it's broke loose. The whole darn tank strap and everything is just broke loose. It's rusted so bad. Like, I don't get it. Look under this truck how clean it is, how nice it is. And then you got this right here. This crap up under these floors. We're gonna pull the dash out of it just to go through all the wiring. Over here, it looks pretty good so far. But I feel like it's definitely been in a flood. Yeah, it's had to be in a flood.
Yeah, it's been. We know why, it's been hard.
Yeah. So we did get the new fifth wheel put on it. We're getting it mounted down, bolted down. Getting ready to start doing paint. We're just trying to get everything mocked up right now. We're gonna pull it back off and paint everything. And then just start going through this truck from top to bottom, front to back. The transmission's shot. Like, I mean, it's been full of water. It's been sitting for years and years and years and years full of water. So, you know, I can change the fluid in it, flush it, run it a little bit, flush it again, run it a little bit. By the time I get done paying for the fluid and all that stuff, I could literally pay for a transmission. And I do have a unit sitting here that I think would be awesome in this truck. We got a brand spanking new 18-speed sitting here that I feel like would top that thing off. So 2WS cat paired with an 18-speed with that FLD, I think would be a really, really, really nice setup. So I'm really thinking about, instead of flushing that transmission, dealing with the transmission has been sitting for no telling how many years. So instead of risking it and dealing with all that crap, I'm thinking about throwing some 336s with that 18-speed in this truck. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Should we do that, or should we just flush everything and run it and see what it does? See how long it lasts, and risk paying a tow bill, getting the thing brought back in, or go ahead and fix it here and not pay all that expensive money and deal with the downtime and all that stuff. Take a little longer to get the truck out on the road, but it should save us a lot of money in the long run. I think that's the direction I'm going to go.